What's going on, guys? So this video is so late, and I apologize. Life came at me fast last week, and I totally didn't get to film this video. That's kind of why I'm doing it sitting down, because it's the fastest way I can get this video out, and I gotta edit it. But anyways, let's talk iZombie, because the next episode's freaking tomorrow. First thing I want to say is, whoo, all you freaking Blaine and Peyton lovers, what's up? What's up? Because they ain't, Blaine's a liar. Blaine's a liar, and you're over here giving Ravi all this shit because he made a mistake, but Blaine has been lying this whole time to Peyton, and man, Ravi's over here telling the truth, but making mistakes, and it's like, who's better now? Who's better now? You still all about the freaking Peyton-Blaine love, or are you gonna get back on the freaking Ravi train? And as we saw at the end of the episode, freaking Blaine is already going back to his old ways. He had everything he freaking wanted, but right at the end of the episode, we saw him stealing freaking Ravi's brain chemical stuff, and he's making his own. He's just gonna make it up, because you want to know why he's doing that? It's gonna help his freaking brain business. That's the end game here, people. That is the freaking end game. Blaine is all about Blaine. He found out firsthand that Liv has crazy, super powerful brain, memories with this stuff. So he's gonna make it himself, because if he starts soaking his brains in these things, he can jack up the prices and be like, these brains are like super intense, and you get super mega visions with this brain. It's like how drug dealers probably promote their better drugs. They're like, oh, this is the, the decent stuff, but if you buy this shit right here, you get super intense trips, bruh. I don't do drugs, so I don't know if drug dealers actually do that. But you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure they have a very nice marketing scheme. Anyway, so yeah, if you're curious to why the hell Blaine would be stirring up his own blue juice, it's probably because he knows that he can soak his brains in there and make those brains cost even more, because you're gonna get better visions. We saw there was a lot of people out there that have money. They're like, I want to eat brains of an astronaut. Well, what if you soak those brains as an astronaut, and then you're freaking, have crazier visions about being in space and shit. Speaking of crazy, intense visions with brains and people wanting to eat brains of really cool people on this show, writers of this show, just gonna throw a suggestion out there if you're watching this, because that would be awesome, but have a really cool episode with like a guest star. I don't know who it could be. Just get somebody really awesome, and then for some reason that person dies. I don't know, like, let's just, for example, throw out like Brad Pitt or somebody insane like that, and then that character dies, or like somebody's like, I want that brain of that character, and then he's gone, and then everybody's all like, I kind of want to be on Brad Pitt brains or something like that, and then you just have every zombie in the show kind of just wanting to fight over, experiencing what that person did. That's a terrible sales pitch, but I'm just kind of throwing this off the top of my brain, but it would just be really cool if there was an episode where there was a superstar and everybody just wanted that superstar's brain. Like, seriously, just think about it. Like, what if you were like Hugh Hefner and you ate Hugh Hefner's brains and you were going through all of his freaking memories? Like, you'd be like, what? Because I'm pretty sure that guy's been through some crazy stuff. Moving on to the next thing, we know that Ravi's freaking cure works. And like, we need to have like an episode about freaking Ravi's origin story up in here, and finding out how this dude is so damn smart. Like, I know you can go to school and do all this kind of shit, but he literally just made a cure to bring people back from the dead. What? If Ravi's not a superhero, I don't fucking know what a superhero is. Anyway, so with Ravi's cure working, we know that Blaine has been a dick this whole time and lying to everybody, because Liv could have been human, Major could have been human, all of that jazz. Well, we got a whole little scare with, Major starting to lose his memories, and then he ends up getting lost in a hometown, and he's just like, oh shit, where I'm at? Freaking cop took him to his house. Like, man, that must be is Walla Walla a really small place? Is that an actual place? Never been there, but I feel like I've heard about it before. But anyways, I feel like that must be a really small place for the cops to know exactly who is who in that place. So Major ends up getting his memories back, and we find out that he has two moms, which is really cool. I always like when there's random dynamics, because you ever think, like, shows, I like when shows go out of the box. And it's not just your typical mom and dad kind of stuff. And it doesn't always have to do with, like, lesbians or gay stuff like that. But it's just, you don't expect that. I was curious to, I was like, why? I was like, who are these two people that Major doesn't want to write a letter to? But it happens to be his two moms. We get to see Major talking to his mom and catching her up on his life, because it seems like they haven't talked since, she, I guess, came out and had a new girlfriend. So, we got to see her like catching up. She was talking about Liv, and he said how he thinks it's the perfect timing for him and Liv to try to get back together, because, of course, he kind of left out the like, oh yeah, mom, this whole time I haven't talked to you, I was a zombie and started eating brains and doing all this other shit. So Major's all happy that him and Liv might finally be able to get back to their normal lives. Of course, Liv is super happy because she finds out the cure actually works. And then, of course, it turns when freaking the cure has been stolen from Ravi's desk. And the big freaking question is, who stole stole the cure. I'm gonna assume that it was Donnie, not Blaine, because although Blaine, you know, has reasons for why he would want to steal it, Donnie has a million reasons for why he would want to steal that stuff, and he actually went back to the morgue. He stepped into the morgue and was like, come on, man, I got a deal for you, and was totally lowballing Ravi, like, $50K, bro, $50K for a cure. Like, you could even give him half of the $1 million, and that's still a shitload of money. But anyway, my money is on freaking Donnie for stealing the cure. And then, of course, Ravi was like, well, there's one more chance, because I gave a cure to Major a long time ago, and he never used it. Well, we know now that freaking Natalie ended up taking the cure. Now, we don't know if she actually took the cure, but she has it. Because, you know, that's who Major gave it to. That means she gets her memories back, which is pretty awesome. So I wonder if we'll be hearing from her again. But as of right now, Liv is up the creek without a paddle and shit out of luck because there are no cures at the moment right now. And we're about to see her go all crazy zombie mode in this upcoming freaking episode. And I can't wait to see that because we haven't seen all full-blown zombie mode in a long time. But I do want to ask you guys a question. Do you think that Liv is going to get upset that Major gave that last cure to Natalie and didn't say anything? He has a reasons why he didn't say it to Ravi, because Ravi was really upset that, like, this is suicide, you shouldn't be doing this, and he promised that he wouldn't. But do you think Liv's going to be upset? I hope she's not upset, because it's just genuinely Major trying to do a good thing. So I'm hoping everything's good between them, and this isn't going to cause a rift that he gave, you know, the one cure he had away. But I don't think it's going to be a problem. I think Liv's a better character than that. She's not going to be like, Peyton! I'm sorry, you know, Peyton, I love you, but still, like, you kind of got what was coming to you. Now, I am curious about one thing that happened in this show. Was there no cameras in the damn morgue? Like, really? Isn't the morgue, like, in a police station, or is it separate? I don't really know. I feel like it's in a police station, but I could be wrong. But, you know, why was there no cameras in the morgue at all to see who came and went in that place? That's just my Clive detective brain going on with this show. But anyways, speaking of Clive, it kind of sucks because Liv's like, I'm gonna be human and blah blah, save her this last case because it's gonna be our last one, blah blah blah, you know, whatever she said. But man, that sucks. Like, I wonder how their friendship would go if, you know, Clive and Liv were no longer working together. And would Liv go back into the medical field? Would she stay with Ravi? Like, you know, I just feel like her becoming human again, I mean, this might be selfish of me, but freaking Liv becoming human again is just going to break up this whole group, and I don't know how I feel about that. She's going to go back to being human and being a doctor or a nurse or whatever, and then she's not going to hang out with Robbie anymore because they're not going to be in the same field, and she's going to hang out with Clive anymore. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I want you to be human again, Liv, at the moment right now. I know it's pretty selfish of me, but I really like the show. Lastly, something caught my eye in this episode that made me really think. They brought up the dominatrix case again, and Peyton was talking about how the guy just completely gave himself up without any really real evidence that, you know, he was the killer. And of course, Liv was saying that she was like, oh, I did the whole bad cop thing on him, that's why he gave it up, whatever. But I feel like that's going to be a little bit more drama in this case. Like, there's probably somebody else that killed the dominatrix that has double burps in this video, but I do feel like there's going to be a little bit more to that dominatrix case because there was a lot of high-profile people in that case, and this guy just gave himself up. What if somebody paid him off to lie? I don't know. I just feel like there's more to that because usually between episodes, they don't bring up older cases unless there's a reason. And having the dominatrix case be in 2 episodes and having the guy that says he committed the crime not have really evidence against him makes me wonder. Also, if I'm not mistaken, I don't think they found the memory card. All the evidence they were going off of was through Liv's visions. So I'm kind of curious to what was on the memory card that was in that dominatrix dungeon. Anyways, guys, that's it for this video. Sorry it was late, and the next one will be back to the normal scheduled programming of standing up and doing all that jazz. I'm just trying to get back on schedule before all of the other videos and before all the next episodes and everything come out. Sorry, my brain's all over the place still. But yeah. So anyways, let me know what you thought of this episode. Let me know what you think is going to happen in the next episode. And yeah. Also, don't forget that the giveaway for the Galaxy gear is still going on. So the link for that is in the description down below. Along with some other things like joining the Patreon and actually becoming a producer for the show. We got 2 producers for the shows now. Like, what? That's crazy. If you want to become one, you know, just go over and check out the tiers on Patreon. But if Patreon's not your thing, just go ahead and give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, because that also helps out the channel. And don't forget to share this video with all your iZombie buddies. Also, make sure you hit that subscribe button for all things nerdy and geeky on this channel. As always, I am your host, JUICEbox. Remember, when you wake up in the morning, ask yourself something. Have I had my daily dose of juice? See you guys next time. Bam!